this is Marshall, and thank you for watching. And for those who are new, welcome to The Process. And as you can see, my lovely, adorable, handsome, and sexy husband is not with me right now, but I'm going to also get his input after my input in regards to this subject. So as you can see, we're talking about my decision or our decision in regards to having a wedding. Would I have had a wedding or not? Do I regret having a wedding or not? Marshall, if you had to do it all over again, would you have had a wedding? And if you would have had a wedding, would it look the same way back in 2009? And my answer would be yes and no. And let me tell you why. Yes, because I was in a different space then. I was in a different mindset then. I was a different person then. So I would absolutely do the exact same thing I did when I did it in 2009. Okay? However, if I was the person I am today, and I was getting married in the space I am in today and what I know today, I would definitely not do the exact same thing I did in regards to the wedding. It would look totally different. Totally different. And it's because we are different. We are different people. We're not the same people we were back in 2009 when we actually got married. So let's say Vito and I were actually getting married in the space that we're in now. Right now, let's say 2020 or 2021, I'm sorry. Let's say 2021. And he proposes and I say yes. And then we start planning a wedding. This is how my wedding would look if I had to do it all over again in the new Marshall day, in the new space that I am in now. It would be very intimate. It would be so small. It will only be the people that I know love me, that has the best interest for me and Vito, and who prays with us, who's been with us through thick and thin, who knows me like no one else, who knows my good, bad, and ugly, my ins and my outs. People that I know will be there even when the wedding is over. People who will be there when the marriage has begun or has started. Those would be the people that will be in my wedding. And it would not be big. It wouldn't be large like it was at all. It would probably not be in an organized religion. It wouldn't. To be honest with you, right now, if I had to do it over again, it would not. It will probably be somewhere where there's water, serenity, maybe outside, somewhere that's really peaceful. The ambiance, shoot, it could probably be on my patio because it's so beautiful. So I would definitely not be I am not in the traditional mindset anymore, because to me, looking back, half of those people that were at my wedding, I didn't know them. I knew of them. They were acquaintances. They were people that I encountered with throughout, my days or our days, but it's no one that I've let into my personal space, into my personal mindset. They actually saw the things I did, but they didn't know why I would do it. They didn't know the heart of Marshall. And a lot of times when that's the norm in any event, not just a wedding, sometimes you will get spectators. Sometimes you will get people who are hating and they're just being there to be nosy, to see what they can critique or to see who they can, I don't know, for whatever reason, find something negative to say about it. Looking back, I can literally in my mind think of people I know didn't like me, or I know didn't like Vito, or I knew didn't like Vito and I getting married. I know them, and they were there. And when we do it the traditional way, the way that people always have done it, and we feel like because everyone does it, it's the right way. Not necessarily. That's just the way everyone has done it. But when you start to think freely and not care about how people will think about you, when you don't care about, because think about it, your wedding is your wedding. You're spending your money. No one's contributing to your wedding other than the gifts, and some of the gifts they could have kept. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like a life changer for you to get gifts or not. You're going to survive with or without gifts. I thank them for gifts. I'm not ungrateful, but don't get me wrong. You know, there are people there who generally really happy for you. Yes. But 9 times out of 10, if you look at the percentage is higher of people you really don't know, people that really don't care for you, people who really just, like I said, wanted to just come and be spectators of the wedding, for whatever motive they may have had. A lot of times, a high percent is not a motive of love. Does that make sense? People like you for whatever reason. They may admire you for whatever reason. But genuine, heart-to-heart relationships, it's not a lot of people in that circle, to be honest with you. It really isn't. And I definitely, looking back, it would not have been the same wedding. It wouldn't. I was telling Rito the other day, I was like, babe, if I was to have a wedding now, we don't even have to have a wedding. That's just something that people even do, even in that regard. You can just go to the courthouse and get some papers, and some people feel like that's a bad way or illegitimate way to get married. You do what's comfortable for you. You do what you feel like God has given you the peace to do. Point blank, period. And stop worrying about people and what they think. A lot of people think it's right because everyone's doing it. But the narrow is the way. And few will find it. Think about it. If everybody's doing it, think twice. Think hard. Ask yourself why. So, and I know a lot of people who spent major moolah on weddings, and the marriage didn't last a year. I know plenty people who went to the courthouse and they're still married today. So it all falls back to allowing God to hook you up, for one. When God does it, it doesn't matter the formalities or the whatever you want to call it, antics or whatever the case may be. Do what's comfortable for you. Do what feels right to you. Do what's at peace for you. Right now, in the space Marshall's in today, my wedding would not look like 2009's wedding. It would not. Handful of people will be there. My closest family and friends, people I can literally say they're my friend, not just my acquaintance or my associate. Friends, heartfelt friends would be there. It would definitely be probably outside, serenity, water, peaceful, loving on the day. That's just my take on it. Again, I'm not bashing anyone who wants to have a traditional wedding. This is not this type of video. I would never do that. I had one. How can I bash it if I had one? I'm just saying, do what feels right to you and not what you feel is right to other people for you. Does that make sense? So don't do it because everyone is expecting you to do it this way. Pray about that thing and do it the way you would like to have it done. Because the way you want it done, you're not going to be having videos 12 years from now saying, if I had to do it all over again, it'll look different. Because I believe had I done it the way that, it's non-traditional, I wouldn't have this video to talk to you today about. Because it would have been done exactly the way I would have it done today. But again, Do what feels right to you right now. So if you're planning on getting married right now, do what's right for you right now. There should be no such thing as a bridezilla. It shouldn't be. For one, if God has orchestrated this marriage, has orchestrated this relationship to move forward into holy matrimony, what you mad about? Why are you upset you're not getting your way? There's something wrong about that. If there's no peace, if there's more drama, that's a dead giveaway. Are you even supposed to be getting married? I literally, in my wedding, I did not want a wedding cake because I didn't feel like, why am I spending $500+ on a cake that everybody else going to eat? Even in the space I was in then, I had enough sense to know I'm not doing that. If it wasn't for my mom, we would have had a cake at my wedding because we don't wanted a cake. My mom wanted to do something nice, so she bought the cake. Marshall wasn't going to buy a cake. Marshall, Danish. It was a Danish cake-looking, whatever you want to call it, decoration. So it was like Danishes shaped like a cake. It was a brunch wedding. If I was to do anything the same now than I did, it would be that. It would be I would not have bought a cake. So that stays the same. I would have gotten still the Danish that would have been shaped like a cake. It was very cheap. I would have started early as a brunch and with my intimate families and friends, and I would have been good to go. So even with that situation, in the space I'm in today, that Marshall was the preview of a coming attraction, Marshall. I'm not paying $500 for a cake. Are you kidding me? Although traditionally they say you're supposed to, and you're supposed to do that, and you're supposed to have that. We did. So yeah. So a lot of things that I did 2009 would look totally different from today in the space that we're in today. So I really hope this makes sense. I really hope this kind of helps for those in the future who God was singing your special someone. And just understand, get your mind out of doing it the way people expect you to, because it's been done that way for so long. Walk in your freedom. The freedom that God gave you by sending his son. Walk in that freedom, not in the freedom. It's not free to do what people want you to do. It's not free to do what people expect you to do. It's free to do what you have been wanting to do, what you desire to do. It's all about you. You and God. You, God, and the man that he sent you. That's what it's all about. So don't think, oh, I can't afford it. Trust me. If God is sending you that person, affording it should not be an issue. It will not be an issue. Because even with Vito and I, we was able to afford everything. Even in the situation that we were in, we were still able to walk away debt-free from a wedding. When I know people are still in debt from a wedding and they're divorced. I'm just saying, right? So keep that in mind. I cannot wait to hear what Vito has to say. But until then, be blessed. Love on yourself. Do what God has called you to do, and do it with the spirit of excellence, and not because people expect you to do it. All right? So this is your process. Love it, embrace it, trust it, be you, and keep it moving. See you later, guys. Bye.